getting dressed up in shades of yellow.
Hello, welcome to the Lovely Job podcast, taking you behind the scenes of bridal with Miss Bush. I'm Leah Spicer-Pownall, and this is...
I'm Emma Marshall. Hey.
Hello, we're back! Yay!
Yay, we're back. I don't feel like I've had a summer holiday though, to be fair. I feel I've just worked differently. So I know, and you probably feel exactly the same amount of work, but just having to do childcare as well.
Yes, absolutely. I need a holiday from the holiday.
Yeah. I actually had such a lovely weekend this weekend, even though I worked Saturday, but I really prioritise putting some actively decision-based leisure in. Just made a world of difference to me.
That's good.
I know,
yes.
It's very good, yeah.
I saw that you were at like an art/jewellery show thing with
There's a Portsmouth art space with lots of studios there, and there's the girl Kat, who I've got a kind of art piece from her. It just says alpha fucking female on it. So I went to go and see that because I'd got Georgia a print of that before, and I've got that in my kitchen. And she's very sort of it's also that sort of very text based artist, and it's quite feminist. And just wanted to support a young artist. So I went to that, and then I went to Charlotte Cornelius's on Friday, and she's done a collaboration with a street artist, probably the best known one in Portsmouth, Southsea, called My Dog Size. Managed to get my face, I see, on their socials. Yes, I did. Might have managed to order myself some earrings as well. Yeah, I know. And then went to work, obviously, a Saturday, which is very lovely, very chill. And I said to myself, I really want to have a Sunday where I just relax. So please, can you make me roast chicken? I don't want to drink very much. I want to go to bed. And I want to have a very kind of Zen Sunday. So Zen included doing a boots camp with Billy, doing a breathwork meditation by the beach, and then going into the water, and really big rolling waves. So I was battering. You'd have hated it. You'd have been like, come back in, you're going to drown.
I would definitely be like, please come back.
No, big waves, smacking on the back of your head, big waves. It was fantastic. Yeah, no, it was great. Amazing. So we did that, and then, kicked brunch, and then in the afternoon, the cats were when you make your bed with new sheets, and it just looks really inviting, and both Susie and Polly were asleep on it. I was like, I'm just gonna lay here for a while with a book. So I read a book, and then we went out to see the Hanging Stars last night, and they were just doing an acoustic set on the edge of the wedge, and it was so nice. So it was just that sort of weekend of positive relaxation, as opposed to that kind of mindless vegging where you're just so wiped you just stare at a screen. It was I need to go out.
Lovely.
And, yeah, I feel quite good actually today. Been out for a big long walk by the sea already this morning as well.
Very nice, yeah, because we're starting slightly later today because we've decided that we're going to publish it on a Tuesday from now on. So you'll be listening to this on a Tuesday, so we can take our time a bit more on a Monday. And so that you always know exactly what time it's coming out. It will always come out at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, which I think is nice.
Yeah, yes. A bit less pressure on us and a bit less pressure on the editing.
Definitely, yeah. And it would just come out at just random times on a Monday, so people wouldn't know when it was coming.
And also for listeners, obviously we took a summer holiday break, and for many reasons, other than the fact that obviously I don't think I can run out of things to say, but I think more than anything, Leah's got a very limited number of hours that she can work a week because she is working and juggling childcare and things like that. And actually recording the podcast and doing the editing and putting it out and doing the graphics to go with it actually takes up quite a lot of time. And we had some other things that came up for Miss Bush that were suddenly just seemed more urgent. And it's when you've only got 20 hours a week of things to do, we were getting a really big backlog of real brides. I think we still have got quite a big backlog of real brides to actually celebrate. And we love sharing our real bride photos and their love stories and their experience with Miss Bush. Yeah. And we also realised we needed to update our booking system.
The most important thing that we did, literally the first day that I didn't do the podcast, I was doing this, and I was creating a whole new booking system, which
Yeah.
was big job, but it's actually just improved everything so much. I've wanted to do this for a long time, haven't I?
Yeah, and I'm hands up. It's completely my fault, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna be, as they would say on the telly or so. I'm gonna be real with you for a minute here. I've we've usually been in a position where demand for our appointment absolutely outstrips the spaces that we've got. But for many years now, and I wrote an article a couple of years ago for someone saying that the wedding industry is contracting. It's definitely going to contract, and in 30 years, it's not going to exist. So it's quite depressing, or quite a different thing. Do you know what I mean? But we're in late stage capitalism, and a lot of things are contracting, and a lot of things are changing, like globally. So I don't see why marriage should be any different from any of the other institutions. But so I always had this kind of thought that we needed to look very carefully at what people put in as an inquiry and make sure that we were seeing the right people, and that people, because they had to pay for an appointment, weren't expecting to have a full, complete overview of every kind of bridal dress you could ever possibly buy. We've got a very distinctly edited version of bridal, which really fits our aesthetics and our ethos as well. So my thought was always, well, people need to email in, ask for an appointment, then we'll have a conversation, we'll see if we're the right fit. Oh, hello, I think I just forgot that our younger client base, and even the older client base now, I think they're looking for 1 and 2 click solutions.
Yeah, like I said to you, I literally would not book if I had to email to do it. No way. I want to go online and I want to book. So I wouldn't ever have come to Miss Bush, because having to wait for an email and then get a reply and then email again, no way.
And it's one of those things. I have also seen that some shops still do this kind of I don't know what they call it, an investigation call or a getting to know you call first. My kids will barely pick up the phone. They will look at a phone number ringing and just not answer. I mean, I can
I'll Google it. I'll Google it first. I'm like, who's ringing me? And decide if I want to answer.
I know. I've heard something on my new iPhone that comes up, likely nuisance. Do you know? So I think the thing is I think I was just reluctant to.
Yeah, but we still have those kind of filters. They still have to fill out the questions. We can ask them what they're looking for. Make sure they've actually looked at our website before they book. So you're still getting that kind of filtering out the people that are wasting the time. You can always cancel it if it's not a right fit.
No, I know, and also I still also and some people are doing a quiz and some people aren't. So we've got to adjust a couple of questions on that.
I've done that.
Have you?
Already.
Oh, well done,
yes.
You. Okay, good, thank you. But yeah, I feel like I was even I now as a boomer. Am I a boomer? No, I'm an X, aren't I? Generation X.
I don't know.
I'm an X.
I was born into... Okay.
I'm not a boomer. I'd be richer if I was a boomer.
Yeah.
I'd have a pension pot or something and be able to retire.
You're an X. You're an X. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Generation X. Yeah.
Sorry. I shouldn't have called you a boomer.
Quite as old as that. I feel like the boomers are the ones that got all the cash. Even I now go out with just an iPhone. So I've got everything on Apple Pay and things like that. So
no purse,
no cash, no nothing. So, the 2-click solution, I just can't remember the last time I phoned up for a restaurant table or anything. So it is. And then somebody the other day was like, I don't know if you've done it. Have we added Google Pay to it yet? So people don't have to put in
I haven't done that, no. Because I think I've not logged into Stripe at all yet. So I need to do that. Have a little look.
Yeah.
Because I use Google Pay. I don't if I've got to put my card details into something, I'm just like, no, I expect them to already be in the box.
I know. So yeah,
that sounds so lazy. I sound like I'm just
honestly, and also I've got there's a very different demographic coming through. I saw a client on Saturday who was 27. So that's younger than my daughter and my middle child, and only a touch older than my youngest child, which means quite soon, I feel I've had that sort of connection with young adults because they're the same age as my kids. But when that goes, I mean, it was like William's girlfriend Charlie when she was living here. She just felt a lot younger. So, I've got to obviously keep with the times. which I it's exhausting having a business for a long time. Do you know that there is never one single moment that you can think, good, got that sorted
Yeah,
then.
we've done it now. We've achieved it, and
Yeah.
but
And
it's just constantly going and going.
particularly in bridal, do you know, that whole game-changing thing completely. And also the other thing as well is the fast to kind of like Instagram pictures of brides. I saw this, somebody was critiquing when the Taylor Swift kind of engagement news came out, but the fastest thing to Instagram now is insanely wealthy brides and influencers, which is such a skewed vision of weddings as well, that actually it's going to have the reverse effect. Rather than basically making people want them, it's going to make them feel alienated from them. I saw Annabelle from Love My Dress wrote this article called Disconnected. Like, she's got a wedding blog, and to be quite honest, I think she's right. Disconnected is actually, like, none of our clients ever reference any wedding blogs whatsoever.
No.
So, and I think I got very kind of like philosophical about this the other day. I think that there was a bit when the wedding blogs had some teeth, particularly with Rock and Roll Bride and, you know, Love My Dress. And there was a few others, very indie ones as well. They celebrated and championed particular brides that weren't, or couples that didn't have a platform in mainstream media. And now I think we are in a, it's a bit like the Me Too backlash or the woke backlash and the flag waving. I think we're in a bit of a kind of anti-woke thing. And I think part of that is you end up getting a homogenized, white, blonde, pretty, thin, rich, like brides prioritized. And we know that isn't the client. And also a couple of like interesting same-sex girls, but again, on the whole, not really looking in a very interesting way at anything. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't quite know how that goes. It's like, I do like, you know, pretty wallpaper on Instagram. And like, that's, you know, but that whole reason why I think some of those wedding blogs got some teeth in the first place is because they
We're sharing weddings
were sharing, saying that this is more important than this, or this is more inclusive, this is more interesting and different. So this is kind of to a point where I need to, like, you know, in the midst of everything else that Leah has to do within 20 hours a week, it's like, and all our real brides, please.
I know. I know. We've had some really great ones out recently as well. And we've got some good ones coming up.
Yeah, so I do think there's quite a lot, there's a bit of a shift. And I think for someone that's like done this for a long time, like me and you actually, to a point, shifting everything again just feels fucking exhausting.
It does. It's just constantly like merry-go-round of having to just do it all the time.
Every year, a completely new client base. Do you know what I mean? And then we've also got like a quiz / survey sort of ready to go. To also send to people to be like, why didn't you buy from us? And like, partly it just is like, I don't know what we do with that information when we get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you didn't have this. It's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to buy those because I disagree with this brand because of this or something. Do you know what I mean? There's not really anything out there in the market I don't buy because I can't. I don't buy it because I don't want it. So
no, you can't have everything. That's the thing. You have to like stick to a certain niche that's yours. I was actually talking to my brother's fiance on Saturday. They're getting married next year, and she said that every time she opens her Instagram, she's overwhelmed with bridal content and wedding content. It's just constantly, I'm a 2026 bride and I'm doing this. They've been quite like wanting to make content from their weddings, and she doesn't really want to do that. She's not getting married to make content. It's about marrying my brother, and that's it. Like, it's just that, and that's what people have forgotten, I think, as well.
Yeah,
when you're on Instagram.
But that's also like the sort of, you know how I'm like a bit sort of averse to that kind of thing. I mean, like, I'm not really a TikTok user, but again, that, like, you know, that thing, I'm kind of remember we mentioned it on the previous podcast, but like where people were like literally running late for their registrar because they were trying to create a TikTok on their wedding morning.
Yeah, like people are having like, they're making plans for what content they're going to make on their wedding day. Like, why are you thinking about that? Like, it's before, I think when it was just blogs, it used to be like, really exciting bonus to get featured on a blog, and that was as far as it went. But now it's like you got to make 10 different TikToks, you've got to like do all of this, your photos have got to be amazing for
And also,
social
can you
media.
like literally like imagine that anybody beyond like perhaps your immediate girlfriends ever wanting to see that content? Do you remember, like, you know, back in the 1970s and things like that, there would be jokes, a constant joke of like being invited to someone's house for dinner to look at their holiday photos. Do you know? And it's that
Well,
sort of thing. It's
no,
like,
I don't remember the 1970s actually.
God, you were born in the 80s. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It is that sort of thing. It's like, you know, or if you've been invited round to look at somebody's wedding album, you're
Yeah,
like,
you do. People would come back
really?
from holiday and they'd have their little wallet of photos and they'd show you, hand them round. Yeah, it was nice though. But you'd by like 10 photos in, you were like, okay,
Yeah,
it's
please
enough
don't send
now.
me anymore. Do you know, I mean, but the thing is, though, you know, you're probably getting a generation of, you know, kids that perhaps mostly have known nothing different. Do you know what I mean? Whose parents have constantly videoed them and filmed them always since the moment they were born, and maybe even videoed their birth. So, like, Jesus, do you know what I mean? Honestly, I have no idea what, you know, any future archaeologist will think in 5,000 years' time about a bunch of narcissistic people that carried on filming themselves while the rest of the world burnt and starved and died. It's going to be like, they're going to be like, you think you could have spent a little bit more time in some kind of active protest or doing something for your community rather than like in a sort of self-contained narcissistic spiral? But I don't know.
Oh God.
Back.
I know. I know. Yay! Are you happy with
Yay,
that, everyone?
back. It's not the kind of content that goes down well in a bridal appointment, by the way, but most of the people in my bridal appointments are not talking about content. Do you know what I mean? I think very seriously, we still have like the most incredible brides here, intelligent, funny. I bloody love talking to their mums. Do you know what I mean? It isn't something that features amongst our clients, that sort of like, I think, relentless kind of, you know, posing. Um, I said to Leah, young Leah, little Leah, other Leah,
Yeah, not old Leah.
yeah, that she's got this friend who looks like a perfect sample size that we can use to maybe create content. And I was looking through her entire Instagram like thing, and I thought, yeah, she'll be great. She's the sort of person that could, you know, throw a pose in front of a mirror, and we could, you know, maybe get some more photos of some dresses that we think need a bit more detail or something. And I actually looked at her Instagram feed and said to her, she always have whiplash because every single photo she's got, she's like,
Head on one
I don't
side.
know, she's got like a really bad frozen shoulder or neck. But it's that youngster kind of thing, you know, like say someone at like 20 has never not had a phone.
No, they're just brought up doing selfies.
Hence why we need a 2-click booking system. I get it. I am the Gen X, you know. Anyway, I can't even remember how that is our first point. We've got a new booking system.
Yes, and the website's had a little refresh, so if you haven't looked at it for a while, have a little look.
It looks lovely, I thought.
Because I've tried to clean it up a bit because we had so many like different menu items. So the menu's like really basic now, and there's like a secondary menu at the bottom, and I've put like a really nice new carousel of slider hero images on the top as well. So go and have a look. And there's also new dresses as well on there. You've got the Divan Atelier. Do you want to talk about them?
Well, to be fair, like the first 4 we only just got last week, so I actually haven't had to play with them. I was playing with one, I can't remember the name of it, strapless one, very nice, sort of drapey bit on the boobs.
Either Piper or Eva.
I don't know.
The one that has the collar is Eva, and the one that has it's Piper.
It's Piper, and the girl was saying to me, "What could I have for like church?" I was like, "I don't know. You're the first person I've put it on. I haven't thought about it yet." I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't know." So it is that sort of thing of having a brand new dress, and you sort of effectively, like, there are some dresses where we look like styling geniuses, but because we've done it a lot and it's not our first rodeo. So when you're looking at a new thing, you're like, "Oh, okay. What do we do here then?" Yeah. So they are looking lovely. Obviously, they are very lovely. I haven't really had chance to play with them very strongly. It's weird. Some weekends you're just like, that wasn't what my clients were asking for. So, but because they were new, I'm like, oh, BTW, do you want to get this on?
Yes. I want to put it on somebody, please.
Yeah. Absolutely. So they
Well,
are lovely.
Rosie did an unboxing, so if you want to go to our Instagram and you can see them being unboxed, and then you can also see them all in a separate post with images as well. And
Also,
we did that reel as well with the model.
so much boob.
I know.
Just literally very off brand for me, that much boob.
I know. I put it out and then I messaged you, didn't I? I was like, I know you're going to think this is really booby, but she
Yeah,
looks
it's quite
gorgeous.
booby.
So
Yeah, she does. Very, very beautiful. And to be fair, when you spend 1,200 quid on a model, you need to get value for money. I don't,
yeah,
boobs or not boobs. Do you know what I mean?
as
It's like,
much content as possible.
we
Yeah.
need that. Yeah, absolutely. Which is why I just thought, actually, the friend of Leah's who would like to do a bit of modelling has actually put her details to model agencies. So I think she does, identify someone who's quite regularly shaped, which is what you actually need. Unfortunately, to put sample dresses on people, you need to be, a regular shape.
Yes.
It doesn't,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm just looking for our agenda now. Like, I feel like that was like booking,
Yeah.
a new website.
Yeah. Also, book an appointment if you want to.
Oh yeah, with our really, really flash
Yeah.
new
Test it
booking
out for
system.
us, okay?
Yeah.
Well, we could talk. We've got an exciting new partnership that we could mention, which is Lydia Florence Flowers. So Lydia makes these incredible displays using your wedding bouquet, which you have to book in advance. You book it in with your wedding date, and she then makes dried flower displays of them. Do you want to tell everybody about the ones we've got in the chapel, which you
Yeah, I mean,
unboxed?
yeah, I did unbox. I actually unboxed something quite well. Yeah, so she had initially got in touch. I think she was recommended by Nest next
Yeah,
door, which is
she
our
was.
interiors sort of / coffee shop that's next door to us. So she got in touch with us, and I was like, oh yeah. Do you know what I mean? I have to say I was quite guilty of being a bit short shrifty about it. I mean, like, nice, whatever. Do you know? And it's like, it just, because it felt very crafty. And in my mind, I was like, do I want that? Despite the fact that I am the person that goes and picks up any needlepoint or embroidery that I ever see in any charity shop and actually actively like crafty based things. So I was a bit like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I think this year's been a bit, it's a bit mad. So we did this event, this Lovely Job Live event, which was a bit of a 3-ring circus, to be fair, but the flowers were bloody gorgeous. And so I think it was arranged that she would pick up some flowers from this, and really I didn't give it much thought after that. I feel awful about this, and I feel like terrible, like I'm a bad person because I wasn't really paying attention. But don't worry, like, even my kids think that. They were a bit like, are you listening? I'm like, no. So basically, but when she delivered them back, I was like literally blown away. So obviously what she does is gets the flowers from your event, bouquet, whatever. Probably you have to sort her out in advance because obviously she's got to be ready to go and get them. You can't start preserving half dead flowers.
You send them to her. So you book it online, you put your wedding date in, and she sends you a special box to put them in, to package them, and then you send them to her. She just came and got them from us because she literally lives near us. So I'm not there, but she came and got them from us. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so what we've got back are these incredible, like, sort of like preserved flowers, but done like a Victorian plant hunter would. So they look like a botanical illustration with almost like hand written calligraphy, like
With the Latin names of
Latin
each.
names and things on it. Yeah. And so we've got a couple which are pressed flat, so very Victorian-y. And framed beautifully. And then we've got another one in a more of a box frame where the flowers are stood upright. So they're like growing like dried flowers. And that is, I was like,
they're gorgeous, aren't they?
genuinely surprised and delighted. And and actually felt super guilty that I hadn't really been more excited about them arriving, but maybe that's quite a good thing. Do you know what I mean? So they're very proudly displayed now. And we do I empathize completely with all brides about the flower cost of your wedding being a lot. And it, effectively getting mulched. So if you can create something beautiful and lasting, as well as having, like a photographer that will think thoughtfully about capturing some of the styling images as well, I probably would say. And I think these look particularly nice because the flowers were white as well. So
Yeah, they're gorgeous, and they'd make like lovely gifts as well. So if you
Yeah,
did want to, give one to your parents or your bridesmaid, or they're lovely.
yeah.
And if you are a Miss Bush bride, you do get a special discount, which is in the welcome emails from now on. So when you buy, you get your welcome email. But if you haven't had that welcome email, you can message us and we'll give you a discount code.
Yes. So yes, if you happen to be
Little perk if you're a Miss Bush bride.
yeah, I think they're really good. I would definitely like, like how eventually every styling prop ends up in my house when we're really bored with it. I'm like, how quickly can I?
Yeah, are they going to end
quickly
up in
can I?
my?
No,
They're going to be in my room.
quickly can they come back to my house? Not at all, I think is the answer in that one.
No.
Yeah, so really good. And then Moth is not really a
Yes,
partnership
not a
yet.
partnership, but I just thought we should tell people that we're now
Yeah.
serving moth cocktails because I think
Yes.
that's an exciting piece of news.
It is an exciting piece of news. It goes, well, the thing is, it's sometimes during the week, and actually we served, and I think the things that are definitely getting is the margaritas and mojitos are the ones that are getting sorted. So we actually need to immediately grow a garden of mint, and we have garden space, so I think we need to plant a ton of mint, and we need to have some kind of dried limes or something that looks kind of cool. Like I need to look at a cocktail supply thing. We've got the nice glasses and everything, and we've got the glasses pre-chilled in the freezer as well, so you
Oh,
get
very
like chilled
nice.
glasses. But there is a thing sometimes, like obviously we serve Gusborne, which is lovely, but you don't always need to open a whole bottle of Gusborne, and some people don't like it. We also have like obviously non-alcoholic choices and things, and sometimes people are just like having a Cosmo or margarita or a dirty marg or something is just a bit more, maybe feels a bit more like
Yeah, if I was
party.
at an appointment and they were like, "You could have a spicy margarita if you like," and I would be like, "Yes, please."
I definitely need to look at the styling because it is one of those things that you never quite know. Like sometimes when people like, I know like everyone we charge for appointments and we all offer everyone teas, coffees, drinks, whatever. People still, the amount of people that just have tap water is off the scale.
Yeah,
You get it in a nice
true.
glass. Don't just give it to you in an IKEA plastic beaker or anything like that. But yeah, so it is, it is kind of like not everybody drinks. And again, that's another thing that we have to consider with the youngsters going forward is they're not quite as habitual drinkers, and people actually, if I was somewhere like mine, I'd be like, well, can I have a top up? I literally would ask. Very rarely does that happen.
No. Ooh. Yeah, I suppose they the youngsters. They don't drink that much, do they?
I know. Apparently not.
Felix was laughing at me at the weekend because I did consume quite a few spicy marks, and my friend made me make a funny TikTok, and the next day I showed Felix and he was like, "You were drunk, mummy." I was like, I wasn't. I was like, "Yes, you were."
Define drunk. I mean? It's like
I
I
was
feel
fine.
like with the weekend evening, it's absolutely fine. It's like there's a,
It was. I still remember everything that happened.
yeah, absolutely. This is very good. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's they're there. We've got those. They're very good. There's also we've got like a passion fruit martini, basically, which is basically like a porn star martini.
Yeah,
So
and it's on brand, Miss Bush Yellow.
yeah, it actually tastes quite strong as well. I've tried them, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, what else? Well, we've also got a new Miss Bush Vinted account. So you needed to give a little project to young Leah, didn't you? And this was the perfect solution.
Well, young Leah is very good. I think she's coming up for 20 in the autumn. When I say that, if she hears that and she's like, no, I'm not, and it's not the autumn, then I'm going to be in big trouble. Should know that as a boss. But so, yeah, the youngsters live on Vinted. I've got a Vinted account, but I really thought it was important for us to kind of maybe have one that was very Miss Bush branded, so that when we've got things that are discontinued or we're not, brands that we're not carrying on with or items that are like, we've started off with accessories, and I'm just going to start off and say this doesn't apply to everybody and everything, but people aren't really having a lot of hair accessories at the moment. So, some people are, some people aren't. But when we don't operate as a shop where you could just pop in and look at hair accessories, it's a bit mad us having quite a lot of money and stock tied up in hair accessories when they're not something that's really like sparking kind of interest in clients at the moment. I mean, headbands and hair bows are still, veils will perpetually be loved, the odd little hairpin here and there. But really, you know, when we think that we've had seasons where we've sold lots of hair vines, lots of asymmetric, very Art Deco, sparkly pieces, you know, beaded headbands, that kind of stuff, it's literally hard to kind of, you know, see that people want those. That doesn't mean, you know, everything in bridal is cyclical, so they will come back. But we've also, there's been quite a noticeable number of quite high profile accessory designers that have also shuttered. And I think it is down to that thing of like, you know, a few years ago, it was flower crowns and bits and pieces and like stuff threaded through hair. But everyone at the moment seems to have very simple hair, nothing in it. So, and if you're having very simple hair with nothing in it and it's down, it's quite hard to even attach anything to anything. So, so we started with some hair accessories and earrings basically, and they've sold almost immediately, which means I probably priced them a bit low.
I did think they were quite cheap, but
I know I didn't really look at each one and have a look at it, but you know, there is a couple of agendas here. One is to clear space, because again, we've said so often about the chapel, we've got cubic space but not a lot of shelf space or hanging space. But I also said to Leah, make sure that these are all 5-star reviews, so that we can actually build some credibility with that before we then put maybe more expensive investment items like dresses on there, because we have got the Sophia Voilard dresses to sell, Matuszewski dresses to sell, odd bits and pieces, you know, some Jesus Perret dresses. So I'd quite like, while we're, you know, focusing with Ben and Adrian's time on production, Nautier and Miss Bush, we haven't really got time to have the outlet open. So we do need somewhere that we can have that's under our control, that potentially has the outlet. And that would also maybe be a good thing for Leah to work with her friend to photograph her in dresses if she is the right size, to be able to use those images for
that's a good idea. And we can also get her logged into the outlet Instagram and she can start putting them there too.
So so I think that's quite good. I also was very excited to see that Rosie had done an unboxing and filmed it, and I can't, you know, it's like actually like trying to kind of like broaden out that burden really from you and I of constantly doing it all, so that when we've got something like adding Google Pay or whatever, or like Stripe accounts and things, those are the things that we can be doing. And then somebody else.
I do still edit them so that they are, you know, effective. We can't just put a whole long video.
No, but like they've done some uploading like on stories themselves.
That's
Leah
fine.
put her like vintage compilation on stories.
She did. It was really good. Yeah, and her photos are really good too. She finds the good spots where the light's coming through the windows, which is really nice.
I think she did photography A level.
Ah, okay.
And before she decided she wasn't going to go to university, I think she wanted to do she wanted to do like digital marketing or something. So I feel like, you know, just, you know, bringing her into that, and she's got such an in-depth knowledge of what we do now
because she's there as well for the appointments. She's great. I like having my little mini Leah to do things for me.
I know, sticking bits of video in Dropbox for you. So
while we're talking about content with other people in it as well, I just want to talk just really quickly about Ben's reel about petticoats. We've had our most viral reel ever probably from this. Every time I've opened my Instagram account over the last few days, there's been hundreds of notifications. So Ben did this video, Let's Talk About Petticoats, and it was literally just one dress, the Hazy's Perry 2666, with different petticoats underneath showing you the difference. And it's gone completely viral. We've had hundreds and hundreds of new followers from it. It's just done really well. So I just wanted to shout that out. And you can't believe it, can you? It's just such a boring topic.
No, but it's like the veils one I did a few years ago, and the one we did with, do you know what I mean? Or the ones where you put like tops and sleeves on things. You're like, isn't this just evident? And apparently it isn't.
No, because people don't know this because they've never done it before.
Oh, well, I have to like.
For you, it's just like everyday daily stuff. But you've never put a wedding dress on before. You wouldn't even know that there were different petticoats.
No, true.
Yeah,
that's a very good dress as well.
It's almost at 50,000 views now on Instagram, and it's just crazy.
Oh.
It's funny, it's because it's like weeks after I put it out as well. It's just suddenly, because I put it out in
But that's
July.
quite an unusual thing for like Instagram. That's more of a TikTok behaviour, isn't
Yeah,
it?
TikTok happens all the time, that will happen. But for Instagram, for something to continue like this is quite rare. It's like your pretty goth one that you did in the January content day, that suddenly had another huge boost, and that's gone up to like 35,000 now, when it was at like 10 for ages. It's just suddenly gone up again. So it's very interesting how different they are on different platforms.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it? Is it
Is
just
it?
really boring?
No, I
It's
don't.
interesting to me.
I don't know. I find the thing is the thing that I find the gripping, fascinating thing about bridal is not like, I mean, the petticoats are good, and I suppose it would be like, I don't know what it would be if it, like, when Marshy asked me to do like an invoice, it's like, can you get me onto the thing that does words? I'm like Word. You want me to type something
Oh,
for your Word? Do you know what I mean? But then I'm going up to him like, well, he's tiling a bathroom at the moment, and I'm like, he's got some new tile cutter because we've got some kind of different tiles, ceramic tiles, or I don't know, not the normal ones. So they basically said, so I'm like, oh, really? Is it not done yet? Can't I? I'm the person that's hovering around with a vase of flowers, wanting to kind of like style,
Scarlet,
not
yeah.
actually kind of understand the technical. So it's that kind of thing for me. It's like, yeah, this is something I know innately, so it doesn't seem weird. So it seems weird that I need to explain it. Do you know what I mean? That's all I would say. It's it's like when you watch anything someone trying to acquire a new skill, they look really cack-handed at it. And you're like, oh, this is just something we know. People always marvel about how quickly I can button them in and out of a dress. I'm like, I did it at like regular person speed. We'd never get more than 2 dresses on an appointment. So I'm like, like really going at it very quickly because I've had to do that. So, and
Okay,
also,
I've just had an idea for a reel. You, Ben, both bitten up the same dress, and it's a race.
all right, so you can do it the quickest. Ah.
That's not serious, by the way. Unless you guys want to see it, we'll do it.
Like, well, we could make it. We could open it out to like the whole of the bridal industry and make it an all-comers contest. It's like a pie eating contest for bridal shop people. How quickly can you do this? Yeah, that'd be good. That would be very good. I think I'd be quite good. I think I would like be like top 20, definitely,
Okay,
maybe even top 10.
come on, guys, it's a challenge now. You've put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as I say, what's the rest of our agenda like content have we got today? Oh, new JP. We haven't even mentioned the fact we've just come out for the JP month as well.
No, we haven't.
No.
Big Jesus Pero dedicated month of just new
Yes.
stuff. Trunk
Yes.
show.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's some clear things now, like drifting to the top of my love list. I mean, I've always loved the 2602, but that is like definitely getting like a lot of love now. It's a very simple satin dress with a beautiful Bacaro lace. It doesn't really look like a lace. I don't want to say it looks like fishnet because that makes it sound too slutty, but it is like a sort of gauzy,
Like a mesh type thing.
lace thing, polo neck long sleeve dress that goes over the top of a satin dress. And it's amazing. So the little satin dress underneath, you compare with the like satin tux. It looks great with a neck scarf. It looks great with a little 2207 sparkly top over it. And I've, quite a lot of people have been thinking about this as like a dress that can take you from your, legal ceremony to your like ceremonial ceremony or your spiritual, whichever religious ceremony. And then it can come off again. It can be your evening dress. So it's basically really getting that price per wear down and the flexibility of, having a slip dress, but not a slip dress that's one of those ones that bags under the bust and is all cut on the bust. It's got no shape. But like a slip dress that's actually really beautifully cut. So it actually fits like a good core piece of base equipment. So that is obviously one of my favorites. Some of the new things that have gone in, there's a dress which I would say is completely neutral looking on. I would have to say no shade to Jesus Pero, although they may well see it as a bit shady. Oh, I don't think some of their dresses have been photographed that well this season. So I think they feel a little bit clinical. But there's a dress that I completely adore. It's style number 2631. It is it's done in brocade, it's done in Emalia brocade on the website pictures. But if you thought that you might want to do it in, say, satin, like a plain satin, it's just a tiny bit over £2,000. And it is one of those dresses that you can put any of the sleeves with. It's very wearable because it's got like a quite stiff fabric, but it's off straight. It's got a high drift waist, which is incredibly flattering on all sorts of people because it still defines the waist, but it doesn't put the line around the waist where, if you're like me, I have got a tire under my belly button. So for me to go high on the waist, it means the skirt drops flat over the stomach and flat over the hips. It's a bloody genius cut, I have to say. And the other thing is, and I need to order one of these, it looks for all intents and purposes like an Amelia Wickstead dress. It's not copying one. She's not got one exactly the same in any way, but it's got that kind of almost chic 60s presidential wife vibe. I think an oversized bow and the matching brocade would be really lovely on the back, but you can also have it done with just a plain silk Mikado, plain silk plain Duchess satin, so you can have any of their fabrics, but it's just a really useful functioning dress. So I'd say that is one that's quite surprising. The other one that I am having a lot of love for at the moment, which again is kind of quite a weird little dress that it might look quite neutral on the kind of website, is 2660. So this is kind of not a successor to, because obviously 2507 is still continuing to do well, but it's in the vibe of 2507. So it's the Lucas satin, which is that soft slipper satin, which is like, people love the texture and the feel and the fit of that. This again has got the flexibility of like it's sleeveless, so we can put any number of different sleeves with it, so that you can do what you will with the styling. It's a little bit fuller than the 2507, but it hangs very straight because of the weight of the fabric, so it feels incredibly wearable. And it's got this little faux kind of like V top, so it's not quite as long as some of the very sculpted basque waists. So it gives a nod and like vibe to that look. But we've also got it in a sort of size 40 and a size 50, so approximately a 10 and a 20, but I'd say more like a 11 and a 19. And it works very well on both sizes. And I think it's one of those ones that I was told by our agent Marion that not many people have got it. So, but it's just one of those ones that it sits in that whole like really brilliant neutral like core dress and just ready for that bride to make it her own. So I think that's an excellent dress, and that is taking repeats very well. And then obviously the one with the petticoats, the 2666 or the 2666, if we don't want to include the number of the beast in it, that's a great shaped dress. I mean, the cut of that is amazing. The brocade is lovely. I think I'm probably going to order a plain one as well. So I think that would be really good as well.
We've got all of the tops now as well. They've got those separate tops.
All of the separate tops are in. Yeah, you've got a reel to go for that, haven't you?
I have. We did a video at the content day of you putting them all on over a simple dress. That's going to come out soon as well.
Yeah.
But they'd all go well with that 2602 for changing your look later in the day, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Completely, yes. Very good.
Okay, right. I think we're about done. We're at 46 minutes. Although actually we're less than that because I've got to chop some bits off at the beginning. Because we just
I was texting someone.
Yeah.
I'm so professional. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's like, it's good. I think we've got some guests lined up, haven't we, for this, for the autumn term. So I think that would be really nice to see as well. We have, in the kind of air quote, exciting news coming vis-a-vis Nautier on a couple of fronts, which is really good. Well, much exciting news coming on that in various different ways. And then we should also, it's not very long now. It's just only about a month to Chloe's wedding.
I know.
So
It's exciting, very exciting. And she's coming for her final fitting next week, which I'm hoping I'm going to come for, take some video.
Okay.
We shall see.
I know you, and also we've got a nice invite to go to Freya Rose's opening of her new store.
Yes,
as
of her
well,
showroom.
in Southsea. So I would, which is the day after my birthday. So they better lavish me with a present of a nice handbag or something. Actually, no. If I was going to be like, I'd like the blue earrings that we've got in the shop. They're really, really beautiful. The ones
Okay, drop in some hints.
Yeah. Please gift me some of those earrings. Yeah. So if you, I don't know if you'll be down for that as well, but we'll certainly go and create some content for that as well. So
yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, lovely. If anyone's listening and they have any topics they'd like to request, then as always, you can let us know. If maybe you've chosen a dress and you want us to give you some ideas for styling it, or maybe you're a fellow supplier that wants to come on.
Yeah, and also I want to just flag that I'm supposed to be writing an article as well, which is a very kind of philosophical article, really, not really, but because I've noticed a bunch of people quite like offering custom dresses now, and I'm like, and I had realised that actually our customization service wasn't a complete standard thing that we did. A bit like
what we do.
What we do. A bit like the petticoat thing. I hadn't realised it was a thing. So I will probably be writing that. I'm hoping this week, like an actual old school blog post.
Yes, I would love some more blog posts.
And then I think we'll probably do a Q&A maybe for the podcast about what customization means.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do that for next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you. And everyone, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
See you next Tuesday. Oh no.
You're paraphrasing. What's it like? The rest is entertainment. We can't be like.
It was a complete accident as well, because it's coming on a Tuesday now. And it's
Tuesday's News Day or something. We're going to have to come out with something else. Like
yes. Okay. If anyone has any ideas for our exiting line, please let us know, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? You'd like to know, wouldn't you?